This guitar that I'm holding, this is called a double neck guitar. It's made by the brand Ovation. And it's designed to be a 12-string guitar neck on the top neck and a 6-string guitar neck on the bottom neck. The idea is you're supposed to play one neck like you play a regular guitar, fretting with the left hand and picking with the right hand. And then you're supposed to switch and play the other neck like you play a regular guitar, fretting with the left hand and picking with the right hand. Now the idea is you're supposed to be able to have the sound of a 12-string guitar in your song and the sound of a 6-string guitar in the same song without switching guitars. Now, that's not what I'm going to use it for this morning. I have them both set up as regular 6-string guitar necks, and I'm going to try to play them both at the same time.
Myself, I have nothing against cats except that they're self-serving and arrogant and they taste awful. But I really believe that dogs are the epitome of unconditional love in the world of animals. Nora and I were touring outside of Philadelphia last fall, and it was actually right before we came here last fall. And we had a day off from the tour, and we stayed with our friend Mindy. Mindy has 2 dogs. She has a big old Rottweiler, and she has a little 3-legged pit bull named Honey Bear. And there's a pool out back, so I decided I'd take the day off and I'd go swim laps in the pool. And Honey Bear hobbled out after me on all 3 legs. And I'd swim from one end of the pool to the other, and she'd hobble along on the pavement next to me, and I'd turn back the other way and I'd swim the other way, and she'd hobble along on the pavement next to me. And after a few laps back and forth, it occurred to me that this little 3-legged dog was lifeguarding for me. And I have no doubt in my mind that if my head had gone under, or if I'd been in distress, she would have been right in there in the pool after me. And I don't know what her plan would have been at that point, because I don't know if 3-legged dogs are able to swim. But it was really amazing to see that kind of love from one of God's creatures, because I think it's a reflection of the Creator's love in His creation. Because I think we're talking about unconditional love. We're talking about the complete and total adoration of somebody exactly as they are. Not for who I was and not for anything that I'd done. Just love. And it got me thinking that if this little 3-legged dog is able to show me that kind of love, somebody that she's never met before, somebody that she doesn't even know, certainly I must be capable of showing that kind of love to 10% of the people that I interact with, right? 10% at least, right? You know, we must all be capable of showing that kind of love, because we are also created by God. And just, I don't know, if you want to go one step further and think about God's love, God knows us and He still loves us. God knows everything about me and He still loves me. God knows why the neighbors don't have a cat anymore. The cat is fine. But God still loves me, knowing everything about me. And same is true with you. And just think about it, makes me want to be a better man, better husband, better stranger on the street. I mentioned this morning that Amazing Grace is the best song in the world. And it very much is my favorite song in the world, because it's relevant to all people in all situations, because everybody sees grace every single day. And I've seen a lot of grace in my own life. I started my music career in 2010, and I was living in Williamsburg, Virginia at the time. And I found in 2010 in Williamsburg, Virginia, that I was either going to be able to play music full time, or I was going to be able to keep an apartment. I wasn't going to be able to do both of those things. So I decided I would ditch the apartment, and I'd live out of my car, and I'd tour up and down the East Coast. I called it touring, but it was really just playing in whatever dingy bars would have me, and many, many open mics on my many, many nights off. And I did that for a little over a year. And it's amazing to see how much God takes care of you when you do something stupid like that. But in that time, I saw a lot of kindness from a lot of people, and I saw a lot of grace from God. I was kept safe on a lot of long drives, and there were a lot of people that invited me into their homes, that cooked for me, that put me up. I never got serial killed or anything like that. The whole experience did a lot to restore my faith in humanity and what God is able to do through human kindness. I think it's important to remember that anytime we show love or kindness to another one of God's children without expecting anything in return, to remember that that's God working through us, where He extends grace to us. He extends grace to us every single day. He extends grace to us with His Son, Jesus Christ, but every single day. But He also gives us the opportunity to pass grace on just through love and being nice to people, just through love and kindness. And I think that's so beautiful, the idea of getting to be part of God's work every day. So this is Amazing Grace. Oh, and I'm sorry, I need to clarify, I did not make Nora live in the car with me. That was a very, very long time ago, and we do have a place in Charlotte that is not our Toyota Matrix.
The last album that I released was a couple of years ago. And I titled it Down Along the Lines of Joy. And while I was writing and recording this album, I became very fixated on determining the difference between happiness and joy. And it turns out I could have just asked Google, but I felt like being complicated that day. And I'm originally from Michigan, and I hope you won't hold it against me. Michigan people can come across as kind of closed off or short-sighted or horrible drivers. You see, in Michigan, come around the month of October, we bundle up and we brace ourselves for a very, very long winter. And it's very easy during that time to sort of shut down and go on autopilot and hibernate. And you say, well, this is awful, but look on the bright side. April's only 6 months away, you know. And we're talking October to April there. We're talking about half the year. But you can really learn in that dark season up there that God is there with you the whole time. And you may be hoping for April. In fact, you know that spring is on its way, but you are where you are now, and you have what you have now. What are you going to do with it? And likewise, we have the different seasons in our lives, and God is there with us through the summer, but He's also there with us through the winters. And I believe the feeling that comes in seeing that God is there and has purpose in both of those seasons and in every small detail of our lives, I think that that's a very beautiful feeling of joy when you can see God in the challenges as well as the blessings, and maybe even see blessings in some of the challenges. And this is a tune off of that album, Down Along the Lines of Joy. I like to play it for my wife because I met her during one of the more wintry times in my life. The song is called Flowers for April, which sounds problematic because her name is Nora. But hopefully that title makes a little bit of sense now.
This song is kind of about that. It's about moving to Charlotte. But it's also about getting over the things in our lives that keep us from loving one another. Things like fear, our own egos, worries about money, worries about what other people think of us. It's also about how God puts exactly the right people into our lives at exactly the right times to help us make those changes and become more loving individuals. I feel like my wife Nora has been one such person in my own life. God dropped her into my path when I was in the middle of a 5-month tour, and I came back 4 months later and I married her. Completely messed up my plans. Fortunately, God's plans are a whole lot better than my own, and I'm very, very thankful for that. And this song is called Great White Shark. Great White Shark. I hope you appreciate the nautical references. Stay here no more. Never been one to stay out of the sun, but I can't be confined to the shore. This old car's got room. Well, I'll leave this guitar for I'll let go of you. I say, let's take a bite of those Queen City sights, maybe the stars and the moon. Wrote it in a letter, but and you show up to make them easier to blame. I might have lost all of that stain, worried about the money and what everybody thinks. So you bring me back to myself. I don't care if it sells. Gonna throw that line and hold. Do you mind if I jump in? You taught me to love, and my father taught me to swim. Gonna throw that